Have you published to Amazon and you're wondering how to get more categories for your book? Hi, this is Teresa Van Woy, author of Wildflower, A Tale of Transcendence. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to go from 3 categories all the way up to 10 categories once your book is published on Amazon. And did you know that if you have a paperback, an ebook, and an audiobook, that you could choose 10 different categories for each type of book you published? That's 30 categories in all. In this video, not only will I show you how to add the additional 7 categories, but I will show you the easiest way to pick them. So I'm on Amazon and I'm on my book right now, Wildflower. And currently it's the #1 new release in social services and welfare. It's also the #1 new release in sibling relationships, medical professional, poverty, sociology of abuse, children's studies, social science, child abuse, and #1 in child discipline. And it was the bestseller and abuse self-help. I mention these not to brag, but to show how I stayed away from the more broad categories. For my book, I could have chosen memoir or women writers or creative nonfiction, but instead I narrowed it down to something more specific, like social services and welfare, which gave me a greater likelihood to become a #1 new release. So I'm going to show you how I went about choosing the categories for my book and how I added the additional 7. If your book is already published, then what you can do is click on your book. Here I'll choose paperback. I'm going to scroll down and I will come to this section called products related to this item. Here's one, Call Me Tuesday. It's a very good book. It's very similar to mine. So I'm going to scroll down on hers under the reviews and descriptions. So now I'm going to go to her product details and see what she chose. So if my book wasn't already published and I am looking for categories, as long as I know books that are similar to mine, I'm going to click on those books, go down to their product details, and I'm going to look at their bestseller rank. And if they're doing pretty good, I'm going to look and see what categories they chose. So she has #3 in children's studies. I'm going to click on that. So A Pale-Faced Lie, I'm going to definitely look at that one. After All. And so I read the description if I haven't already read the book, see if it's similar to mine, and then I'm going to see what they chose. Okay, so back to Call Me Tuesday. She's #3 in children's studies, and let's see how she got here. Well, if you look to the left, this is how you narrow down your search. Any department, Kindle store, Kindle ebooks, politics and social sciences, and then down to children's studies. I may want to see if there's anything else under here that may fit into my book, and I can use that also. Well, here's poverty. I'm going to choose that one for sure. So do you see that it's not one of the top things? You really have to dig deep in order to get these categories. So I chose, for mine, children's studies. I chose poverty. I could probably use violence in society. That's probably pretty good. But since I had already picked my additional 7, if I see one of them aren't doing well, I'm going to go back in at a later time and change it, because I can change it as often and as many times as I want. So back on this page, I'm under the bestsellers in children's studies. #1 is A Pale-Faced Lie. Let me click on that book and I'll scroll down. Okay, so #1 in men's inspirational spirituality. Meh, not going to work for me. #1, violence in society. That's one I was just looking at. Number 1 in family and personal growth. That one might work for me. I may click on, if I think it may work for me, let's try Violence in Society. Click on that. I'll scroll through here, read the descriptions of these books, and see if any of them are similar to mine, if this is a category that I think may fit for my book. And it doesn't look like it, so I'm going to move on. So to give you an idea of how I did it, I checked the bestseller rank of each book that I found under my category. I wrote that down, and then I went and wrote in what their categories are and how they rank. Here's Call Me Tuesday. It's number 57 under child abuse, 103 under dysfunctional families. But hey, these are pretty good. If child abuse seems to be too big of a category, if I can't see them narrowed down, I may not choose it. I went for the paperback and the Kindle to see what they had. Parenting, morals, and responsibility. So see how in Call Me Tuesday book, she's number 57. Ebook, she's number 15 for child abuse. Spilled Milk, Dancing with the Octopus, A Child Called It. Will You Love Me? A Pale-Faced Lie, Coraline, which is really fun. It's number 1 under children's studies. This is my girl's favorite book, all 3 of them. Know My Name, Hidden Valley Road. So I did my homework, I did my research. I had more than this, but what I did was I looked at their categories, how they ranked. I clicked on the category and went to see the other books under that same category. So again, quickly, I'm going to go back to my book to show you how I found the whole list of categories. And let's go to the Kindle. If I click on the category here, this is social services and welfare, I can go to the left of that screen and it will clearly tell me every step I need to get there. I'm starting with any department, then Kindle store, Kindle ebooks, politics and social sciences, politics and government, down to social services and welfare. And each one of those steps have to be included. Okay, so how do I add those additional categories? Well, now I'm under kdp.com, the same place where you uploaded your book. I'm going to go to the top up here under help. Click on that. Now I'm going to go to the left side of the page where help topics. I'm going to scroll to the bottom under contact us. So click on that. And it's going to ask, how can we help? How about manage your books? So here it gives me a lot of options. I'll hit enter book details and upload content. Over here it asks how you would like to be contacted, and I'm going to send them an email. And here I'm going to enter my book information, and then I'm going to write, I would like to add 7 more categories to my book. I'm going to skip ahead. Here's my email. This is their response. Thanks for your reply. I've added your book to the following categories. And this is for my ebook. So this is completely separate from my paperback. Now, if I were just to put the final word, transformational, they will kick it back. You have to have every step to get there. So you have to write out the whole map of how to get to your final word. So let's use this one for an example. Inner child. So in order to get there, I have to go any department, Kindle store, Kindle ebooks, self-help, inner child. The next one. Let's go here, child discipline. Any department, Kindle ebooks, parenting and relationships, parenting, child discipline. You can see choosing your book's categories is a very dynamic process. If you keep an eye on the categories, you'll see that they're constantly changing. What may be number one week can fall to 23 or 54 the following week. So why is this important? The higher your book is ranked, the easier it'll be for others to find it. It allows it to rank higher on the SEO, or search engine optimization. One other thing to note is that Amazon will only show your top 3 categories when you go to the product description. So if you have 2 categories ranking high and the third one is not so high, you know the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and so on will be a higher number. Therefore, you can change those to something that may be more suitable for your book. I hope you found this video helpful in choosing categories for your book. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Ciao for now.